Hi, everybody. I'm Ross Treelevin, and this is another Sprague Spotlight interview. Today I'm with Summer. Summer, could you introduce yourself to everyone?
Yeah, hi, I'm Summer Nielsen. I'm the regional account manager for the Boise branch. And
Tell me about your journey here at Sprague.
so I started off as a BAC at the Boise branch. I did that position for about a year, and then a sales position came open. Decided to, give that a shot. So interviewed for that and have been doing that position for the last 5 years.
What's it like to go from the office and having the admin role, the BAC role here, to going to the sales role?
Um, it was actually a pretty smooth transition. I think it gave me an extra edge because I did know how the back end of things worked. Especially in Pest Pack, and then going out and trying to, set up a new account. I knew kind of what the customers needed and what kind of just the whole back end of things and an overall picture of, what was going on.
So you were successful from the start, if I remember. What habits did you form as you started your sales career that helped you, be successful?
Um, so that is true. I think my first year in sales, I actually promoted to the regional account manager, which is the tier two. Um, I just kept reaching out to people, used the clients that we did have that I did have relationships with, because, being a BAC, you do talk to the clients quite a bit. We did talk to them more back then because I started when we did not have a call center. So we were always talking to the clients and getting involved with them, but just reaching out to them. The technicians helped a lot. Back then we had, really, we've always had a really great group of technicians and they've always been super supportive. Um, and Brian also helped me along the way and getting me out in front of the customers and just getting in front of people and just getting to know them, building those relationships, and they, just start referring you to people.
So you do have a great group of people. In fact, you work at the 2020 branch of the year. What's it like to be surrounded by so many good people and to have such a great team like you have in Boise?
Um, it's actually makes my job a lot easier because I know when I sell something, they're going to go out and perform and do exactly, what I've promised the customers they're going to do. We have that customer service. I can, call out to any of them. A lot of them, if we have an emergency setup, I'm like, hey, this client really needs setup tomorrow. Can we make that work? And if they can't, someone else will jump in. Everyone's very supportive of each other and works together as a team, like I said, which makes my job a lot easier.
What's a sale or a project or something you've done at Sprague that you're proud of?
Um, I would say the sale last year of Amalgamated was super nice.
Yeah.
Uh, Sprague, used to service it. I think it was between 15 and 18 years ago, and then they lost it. And we've been trying to get back in ever since, and then was able to get that sale last year. And that was across 4 branches. So, that also played a huge factor in winning Salesperson of the Year. But then also as a BAC, Hannah and I were the ones that came up with the whole ad call thing. When I first started, we would get phone calls and you'd send out an email and it was just a jumbled mess of everything. And that is still something that's used today. So, I mean, it's nice to see, you put things into place and, help for the future of Sprague.
I remember learning the details of the ad call and how that all worked, and then trying to make that process universal across the organization. Without you and Hannah, it never would have happened.
Yeah.
So when you're not at work, busy working on the Boise team or working on new sales, what are some of the things you do to unwind or have fun?
So lately I've been working out more, which, is always a good thing, good plus. But my kids are very active in sports. My daughter, she's a senior this year, so this was our last year of, club soccer and traveling and all that. But my son, goes in and fills in the place with football, and he does club baseball all year. We're actually going to Phoenix this next week for a baseball tournament.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, lots of sitting at ball fields and soccer fields, and he can almost drive, so won't have to be running him around as much.
How has the pandemic affected your work?
Um, a lot of it is online now. Um, at first, no one really wanted to do anything. Um, no one was really at their jobs either. So getting people to answer an email, answer a phone call was tough. They're just now starting to let people walk in, um, which has been hard too because you just couldn't go walk in and cold call places. You actually had to, get on the phone with somebody. Um, it's still been a little tough, I will say, because a lot of people aren't letting new vendors in, especially the bigger companies still, um, and get a lot more voicemails than you used to get. But I mean, it is what it is. You just got to keep on plugging away.
Well, I mean, you and I are clearly not in the office right now.
Right.
So it's still that way. What's the thing you're looking forward to the most when this is all over?
Um, just getting back out face to face with people. Um, I enjoyed that. I think that was the biggest difference, moving from a BAC into sales was I actually got to get out in the field, with technicians and customers and clients and, just be, part of the whole process and just be out there with them on the ground.
So, what does it mean to you? Obviously, winning Salesperson of the Year is a big deal. What does it mean to you to have achieved
Um, it, I mean, it's a good feeling. It's always a good feeling to beat Riley. He's super competitive, and I know he guns for it every year. And barely, this year was able to beat his cells, but he's always up there. And I know everyone's always like, "Oh, we got to beat Riley. We got to beat Riley." So, um, it's a good feeling, but I know he's going to come back stronger. There's, quite a few new people that are, off to a great start as well. And I feel, that the sales team just keeps getting more competitive as the years go. Back when I first started to sell, 200,000, 250, you were amazing. So, and now people are getting up, above 450, 500. Um, so, yep, just it's it's hard. Well, I'm not gonna say that it's easy, and it kind of you're like, yeah, I won salesperson of the year, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, great, now it's next year. Now let's keep going. So, um, yeah.
that? Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you. Now, we like to have fun at the awards banquet. Some years we have more fun than others. This year, of course, it was a completely digital experience. But what was it like years ago to have a video of you rapping as part of the awards banquet?
Um, so a rapping video, yeah, that me and Taylor did. That was super embarrassing. Um, I mean, for most people that actually, know me closely, I'm really not, I don't really talk to you unless I know you. And then when I know you, I, open up. And so our branch did a bunch of videos and we were rapping about, one of the technicians that was there. And we literally had, I think I had a beanie on. I don't know. We were acting like we were back in, the early 90s, hip hop type style, and rapping, which I don't sing at all. Um, yeah. And I remember the videos just coming up, all of them, and I was just turning bright red and literally wanted to hide under the table because you're sitting there at the banquet, everyone's looking over at you and watching these videos, and then it, of course, they came out to the whole company. So I, yeah, I haven't watched that video in a while, but I would probably still turn bright red and try and hide.
Well, what it showed me is how important your team is to you. I think you were new as a salesperson, maybe only a year or so in, and you would still do whatever it took to support your team. And I thought it was really cool what you and Taylor did there. Yes, I recognize it was maybe more embarrassing to be watching that video with only 100 of your closest peers, but it showed me how much heart you have for your team. I thought that was
Yeah.
pretty cool. Well, congratulations again on being the 2020 Salesperson of the Year,
Thank you.
and thanks for joining me today.
Thanks.